Hello everyone. So welcome to Tea with Ravi, and I'm not really drinking beer. It is just a T-shirt. All right. So let us uh, let us go through some of the recent updates from the Atlassian ecosystem. And the first update is about smart queries in Jira. Now I'm not really sure if you ever tried or if you ever noticed, but there is actually this feature in Jira where you can perform search, of course, by typing in what you're looking for. But apart from the basic search and apart from the JQL, the advanced search, you can actually type in things like my open issues and basically, natural language. It is not really like AI. It is very simple, but it is there. You can use it. And let me show you. So if I go to my Jira instance and if I, let us say, try to search for something like my open bugs, right? So it will actually create the JQL for me. So this is fine. This is great, but I think I've mentioned this in the past. It is not always desirable because you may want to further refine it. You may want to further, tweak it, and in most cases, you don't really want because it will only work when you have the right commands. If you type in something like my open bugs Android, so this will uh, this will work and try to make a guess, or maybe based on the keywords. For example, in my case, Android is a project, but Android might not be a project, right? It can be something else. So this is great. I think it's good, but it is something that was not really useful for each and every use case and for everyone, because I personally prefer or I prefer searching based on filters or my own dashboards because I know how to do it. But I think at the same time, for new Jira users, it can be useful. But the update is that this can be disabled. And I was trying to disable it. I couldn't because the post says that you can go to the personal settings. And if you go to the personal settings, you will find somewhere here in your Jira labs a feature or toggle to disable it, which is good. So I like this, and definitely this will be appreciated by many users. All right. The next update is about insight. Now, this is something that I want to talk about, for a few minutes. If you ever looked at your Jira project, especially Jira software project, it could be Kanban, or it could be a Scrum-based project. You have some information about your project, like it could be some information about your sprints. It could be some information about your uh, board itself. Basically, if I look at my sprint, basically my active board, I have this button here called Insight. Now, this button, it has been there for a while, and it is good because it will show you few details that you may want to look at, that you may want to maybe just use for some further analysis. But what I noticed, and also this post is talking about it. Basically, this post is saying that now if you look at the post or the button, Insight button, it will show you something like this: issues for attention, and it says here all. Or basically, you can have these tabs. Stuck means that something is waiting for something to happen for a long time. I guess this will show issues that are in a particular status for a long time, which is good, makes sense. Something similar to this we have blocked. So basically, if you have issue links and issue links of type blocks, then it will be displayed here. So for a particular sprint, this can be useful. And of course, based on where you're doing this. For example, right now I'm talking about sprint 6. You can also click on flagged, and it will show you all the flagged items, basically impediments. And because we are talking about a sprint, we have this sprint information. Great. And also at the same time, we have sprint burn down. Now this sprint burn down, I'll probably show you another example. This is useful because it is just your burned on chart, but you also have under it the scope change. Let me show you one more example. And of course, we have the epic progress. So basically for this sprint, if this sprint is progressing towards some epics, then those epics will be displayed here. So this is useful. And you can see here if your burned on chart is perfect, then great. But if you keep on adding or removing something from your sprint, then this will show you that the scope change. So this is useful, really useful. I like that. At the same time, if you go to the backlog, you have the button, same button here, Insight, and this will also show you things like sprint commitment, and also, and by the way, this sprint commitment is actually good because it will show you something like this, where basically it's like a velocity chart, I guess. But the good news is that I believe now what will happen, if I'm a Scrum Master, if I'm a project manager, I can just do some quick analysis here. And also at the same time, I can see the issue breakdown. Useful, right? So I like that. And this is something that you will also get with your Kanban based board. So basically more or less the same thing, but of course, you don't really have sprints in it, but useful. I like that. I quite like the idea of having these quick blocks for analysis and making sure that you're able to find your work, or basically take action based on the information that you see here. So useful thing. So you can of course read about the post here and try it out. The next update is not really a recent update, but I thought I'll probably talk about it because I didn't get a chance to talk about it recently in my previous videos. So we all know about notifications in Jira, and notifications are great because people want to get notified from the tool, and it is actually one of the key feature. Now when I work with my clients, or if I'm doing some initial pre-sale, usually the procurement team, they send you like a sheet or questions, and those questions are basically about, okay, can this tool do these things, and further details. Like basically they want to know about those features, and notifications is always there. People want to get notified, and it makes sense because Jira is a tool where of course you can go to the UI and you can collaborate, but you want Jira to notify people. Now those notifications could be a message to Slack or Teams, or of course emails. Emails is something that we're talking about. Now when it comes to emails, it can get very noisy because you can have a lot of emails from Jira, generated from Jira, but at the same time emails are important. Now what I believe will happen now, Jira will create a batch of those emails. For example, if you are involved in some issue, so Jira will not really send you like an update of each and every individual issue separately. It will basically create some kind of like a grouping, and then it will send you an update, which is great. At the same time, I think there are still updates like when the issue is assigned to you, or whenever you are mentioned in a comment, the email will be still separate, which is fine, which makes sense. So this is something that I think will help reducing the noise, and I'm going to try out how it works because my clients, they actually rely on emails, and they want to get notified immediately, or at least the expectation is that when something happens, or when something is waiting for someone, they want to make sure the email is sent out. So like without any delay. So I need to figure out how this will work. I know there are some details on this page, and I will of course take a look at it, and I'll probably get into the details. But if you are a consultant, if you are a Jira admin, or if you are a Jira user, you should be aware of this. The next thing I want to talk about is Confluence. Now, video of the week. Every week I talk about one video which I pick up and I want to highlight. Now I don't really make too many videos on Confluence because Confluence is not very difficult tool to use. It's simple. You just start using it. Of course, there are things that you can configure, but it is nowhere like Jira. talking about the features and the complexity and flexibility customizations. But still, I know Confluence is a very popular tool. People use it a lot. And I try to make, it's not like I don't really have any Confluence videos. I do have a lot of Confluence videos, but my Confluence videos are not really like a daily thing because I make daily videos on Jira, mostly Jira. But I have started talking a bit more about Confluence, and I'll try to be regular. If I can find something useful, worth sharing, I will share it. Now, in this video, I actually talked about how you can create tables and analyze those tables in charts. And it can be done very easily. It's very quick. Basically, what you can do is when you create a new table in Confluence, you can actually at the same time create a chart. And that chart is actually something that you can update while the table is getting updated. Amazing. I mean, it works really nicely. So you should take a look at it. Because if you have some data in Confluence, which I believe is a very common use case, people use Confluence not only for collaboration, but they also use it to create reports within Confluence. So you may want to look at this this video. And the last thing I want to talk about is it's basically this channel called Sparksys. So
Hello.
many people know that I basically run a company called Sparksys. Basically, it's an Atlassian consultancy company, but we are independent. We try to provide world-class Atlassian consultancy, and our focus is, of course, around Atlassian tools. And but our niche is actually automation integration. We do a lot of script runner work, and we do, training, or when you talk about consultation, training is always there. And of course, when I share a video on my channel, Sparksys, not Sparksys, Ravi Sagar channel, this channel, my videos are mostly me talking about something which I want to share, like a small thing, small update. And of course, there is a theme. And that theme is basically, okay, if I'm going to talk about advanced roadmaps, or if I'm going to talk about, let us say, Confluence or automation, there is a playlist, and which is great. But most of my videos are basically, they are not always linked to each other. They are not always planned. They are not always in series. And my channel, Ravi Sagar channel, is something where I, I'll try to make a daily video, and I think I have been regular. But at the same time, on our channel, company channel, Sparksys channel, we are now trying to create videos that would be planned, and those videos would of course be not only planned, but will be creating better videos, or I should say, because my videos, like if I look at my channel, Ravi Sagar channel, I have thousands of videos. And as I just mentioned, those videos are mostly not always organized. Like they're of course talking about a topic, but they're not really easy to follow when it comes to, if you follow you can watch my video on Ravi Sagar and you'll learn something. But if you're trying to learn something as a whole, of course I do have some series, like I think I made like few series where I mentioned, or where I basically focused on just one topic for like few weeks, and that was like a series. But now we want to do more of it on Sparksys. So please subscribe to my channel, or our company channel, Sparksys, and support us. Of course, our focus would still be Atlassian, because that is what we do. But you can expect a few other topics. Of course, things that we do, not really random topics. So that is all I wanted to talk about. The last update is actually about Sparksys YouTube channel, and I hope you will support us. All right, that is it. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, this session on Atlassian Updates with me. All right, thank you very much. Bye bye.